Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Hayden, and today I'm going to be showing you guys some more Call of Duty info. And so, with the beta kicking off on Friday, which is today, is currently Monday, so we're getting pretty close to the release of the beta. And actually, in Germany, Gamescom is going on right now, and some YouTubers are there right now. I wish I was there. But Gamescom, they're actually releasing the... Go ahead, check out on Call of Duty's not YouTube channel. Their Instagram, they're posting pictures of their setup there, like with, like 100 monitors all around. People playing the beta, that early access to the beta. But, so, I'm running out of breath, I don't know why. So today, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 3 weapons in Call of Duty World War II, that, in my opinion, that'll be the top 3 weapons. So, number 1, we do have the M1 Garand. So, the M1 Garand is a 30 caliber semi-automatic rifle, which it was standard US service in Call of Duty World War II, and usually in the Korean War. It was used mostly in the Korean War and sometimes in Vietnam Wars. But yeah, so the M1 Garand was mainly used by US forces. But obviously the US gave the M1 Garand to like other allies and all that stuff for other people to use them, you know. So the M1 Garand, obviously, it does deal a good amount of damage, and it reloads pretty quick, you know, with the it has 3x3 and each ammo packages, you just swap it out and you put it back in. It's pretty quick, and I honestly think it's one of the best semi-automatic rifles that you can have in a game. So at number 2, we do have the MP40, or really a grease gun. That's going to be mainly called in COD World War II. So the grease gun is basically standard German 9mm submachine gun, you know. It's in World War II. It was just mainly used in World War II. It was the first firearm of its type in the modern production techniques, such as the use of like pressed steel and use of synthetic materials instead of wood, you know. Instead of wood, you use the grease gun. But the Germans definitely had an advantage with this gun, because it's obviously a very fast fire rate gun. In the game, it actually doesn't have a lot of recoil, because there aren't any attachments or anything, and it has a good long barrel, so it has pretty good range, and a stock on the end of it, so you can move pretty fast when you using it. So I think this is probably going to be one of the most used weapons in COD World War II, and it's the first gun to have a legitimate folding stock, you know, where you just, it had a stock on the end where you could fold it down into the gun, so if you didn't want it, you didn't have to use it. But I think it's definitely going to be one of the best weapons in the game that we're mainly going to be using in the game, so that sounds good. And at number 3, at last, what we have here is the MG15. So, with the MG15, I was either debating with this MG15 or the BAR. So the BAR obviously is it's a submachine gun, and it's one of the better ones. You know, it has a good ion sight, it has a red dot sight, which I like about that, and it does good damage, and it's kind of like the grease gun, but a slower fire rate. I think it's pretty good. But so I chose the MG15 because this is an LMG, which actually, LMGs are the ones that have a bunch of ammo and deal a pretty good amount of damage. So this one with it has a pretty fast fire rate. I think it's a really good fire rate, actually. But so it does a decent amount of damage too. It does a pretty decent amount of damage. I don't really know how to describe it, but it does maybe like 5 shots will kill him, and then you also have 45 bullets in there. So with the grease gun and the M1 Garand, every single time you kill a person, you usually should reload. With this gun, that's not the case, because if you kill a person, it usually takes about maybe 12-15 bullets, so you've still got 3 kills left. So that's a good amount left. And so a little history behind the MG15. It was the German 7.92mm machine gun. It's a machine gun designed specifically as a hand manipulated defensive gun for combat aircraft during the early 1930s. So usually LMGs are usually on airplanes, because they have a lot of ammo, and you don't really you want to constantly shoot on airplanes. So that's why they don't have submachine guns on airplanes. It has good range too, so that's part of it too. I also like the ion sights too. It's a cross, and so On actually the day that the beta comes out, I'm going to be live streaming the beta, like the first time when I get on it. I don't know I don't really know how it's gonna work. I think it's you're gonna be downloading it or something, because I obviously have the beta, but I didn't. Well, I mean, I also entered in my beta code, but they haven't given us like any sort of clue on how it's gonna work. Like, are we gonna download it before? Are we gonna be able to? Are we gonna start downloading it at 1 p.m. or are we gonna have it already downloaded at 1 p.m.? I'm not sure, but we're gonna see what happens. But so it was the early aircraft weapon in the 1930s. By 1941, it was replaced by other types and found new uses with ground troops. It was sort of replaced-ish by 1941. I don't know why, because it's just an amazing gun, but. So that's the top 3 best weapons in my opinion for the COD World War II. So now, this is excluding the PPSH, which is confirmed to be in COD World War II. It might be a DLC. I don't think it's gonna be in any of the divisions, but it might be a DLC, which I'm pretty hyped about. So that is the top 3 weapons for now in COD World War II, in my opinion. And I hope you guys enjoy the beta. I will definitely be streaming it soon. And I will see you guys in the next new video. Bye, guys.